Hello, hello, hello. It's another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your comforts together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meach.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meach. It's time to dish tea with Big Meach. It's time to dish tea with Big Meach. It's time to dish tea with Big Meach.
Darling.
And hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Ah. Hello to all of my tea sippers, my crumpet dunkers, my tea brewers, my pot stirrers, and my tea leaf readers. What's going on in your worlds, everybody? Hold on. What is going on in your worlds, babies? Talk to me and tell me what you say, because right now, I know you have all of your crumpets together because, darling, it's time to dish tea. And you are dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meach. Now, listen, I'm working on, y'all know StreamYard gets to acting real funky. So we have a special guest tonight. So I got to make sure that the link is going to work. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to resend it here. Let me do it from the computer. If I do it from my phone, that may be doing something different. But y'all know how this is. So listen, if you're listening on YouTube or Facebook right now, honey, I want y'all to batten down your hatches, honey. Ha! Okay, because we're going to get some things started. And all of that, let me resend this to her. And I don't know if Rob is coming up in here tonight or not. I sent it to him too. Okay, so let's see if that's working. In any event, that there is that. What y'all doing over there, honey? Hey, okay. That's TT. Okay, we're looking good. We're looking fantastic, darling. Oh, okay. So, say la vie. Wait a minute. I got so many tabs open up here. I got to close this one. And then let me close this one. And then I'm going to close this one. Yeah. Okay, we're good. So, it's been one of those weeks, children. It's been one of those weeks, and we got some things coming down the pipeline. But for those of you, how many of y'all remember the soul group from the 80s and the 90s called 9.9? Y'all remember that group? Huh? Do you remember that group? Well, my darlings, the former lead singer from that group, honey, is going to be with us momentarily. We've got to make sure that this link is going to be working for her and that everything is everything. So I just resent it to her. So hopefully she can get in. If not, we got to do something because I don't understand what's going on with Miss StreamYard. But in any event, that there is that. Listen, we got some stuff that we're going to talk about today because, yeah. How many of y'all, did y'all watch Genius ARETHA? Did y'all watch it? All 8 hours of it? You know, you seen the whole thing? I did, and yeah, we're going to talk about that up in here. Okay, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to get some things squared away. Did I enjoy it? Yeah, it was very entertaining, inspirational in some parts, educational in others. But we're going to talk about that, okay? Those of you who are here in Atlanta, Georgia, or in any parts of Georgia, y'all see what we just went through with this old stupid-ass governor and what they just did down here with the vote, as far as the voters' rights and stuff is concerned, are concerned, not is, what the voters' rights are concerned. And we have some things that we've got to unpack but a few adjectives to unpack, children. So, yeah, this is going to be something, 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 something. So in the meantime and in between time, let me do this. I am going to introduce to some and present to others. Let me get this started here. Because see, y'all may not remember this group, but while we're trying to get all this together, let me play this now, and then I'm gonna run my banner. Let me get my banner running first, because they like to ding music and carry it on. But see, we're doing this under the Copyrights Act, okay? Because I have an artist who we're going to interview, and so in doing that, we're going to talk about all of her music and stuff. So let me get you guys reminiscent upon who she is. So let me play this while I try to get back with her and see what's going on. all of me. For, ow! I want all of you. Woo! Yes, yes. Okay, you know what? Okay, listen. Y'all know my hands is finna ready to get you going. Y'all know I'm finna get ready. My inner patty finna come out because I'm finna ready to fly all over New Jerusalem, over the moon, over the rainbow. Okay, we finna go into gamma quadrants of things because this young lady I'm about to bring on, honey, like I said, she's a former lead singer of 9.9 and a group that came after 9.9 called Lady Soul. Okay. Uh, honey, this is too cute because when I found out what this was, because y'all know we had played her latest single, we played it on here before, but we're gonna play it again today. And her producer, um, he called me, the popcorn guy. Y'all know Big Rob and the popcorn. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm talking popcorn, right? And I just so happened to tell, because he sent me the song. I said, who is this on this? I said, this girl is hot. I said, and then the song is just everything, honey, because it's a new little anthem. So we got to talking. He said, oh, yeah, that's Margot Thunder. I said, why do I know this name? I said, I can't shake that I know this name. He says, yeah, because she's been in the business for a long time. I said, oh, okay. He said, yeah, she was the lead singer of 9.9. And I was at work and I hollered. I said, who? He said 9.9. I said, no, you did not. You didn't just say 9.9. And he paused because he didn't know why I was coming. It's so funny because how I reacted, you could hear him. I could see his face like, what the hell is this boy going through? Right? I could hear that in that pause. Well, then I just started spitfiring a whole bunch. I said, oh my God, that's all of me for all of you. That little bitty woman. That's I can make you dance. I said, then they did. If your sister's in trouble, so am I. And he said, oh wait. I said, listen, I've been following this girl for a minute. I said, I'm a true fan of 9.9 because they just had the one album. I said, and I had it. I had it on CD. The CD got stolen. I wore that damn thing out. And so he said, oh, wait a minute. You're going to have to tell her that because I can't repeat none of this. I said, what? So he called her three-way, right? And when she got on the phone, I had a fan out moment. I said, oh my God, you on the phone. And she started laughing at me. She said, yeah, I'm on the phone, baby. So that I was trying to be cool, calm, and collected because Rob wanted me to say everything I had just told him. So I had to say, I was collected a little bit, not much, a little bit. And I said, listen, sweetheart. And I just said, I wore that album out, this, that, and other. I can't find it right now because when I thought I had it, and blah, 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 blah. I said, but honey, yes, you have just been, just one of those staples of my teenage and my early 20 years. I said, and even now, I still rocks out to that because that song is still in my playlist now. And she became very elated. And of course, I said, well, honey, I need you on my platforms because now that we got the new joint, paper or plastic. I said, oh, honey, wait a minute. No. We've already been playing this. And the kids are eating this up, so I got to have you to come on. So she was gung-ho. And so without any further ado or fanfare or whatever it is that I'm doing and carrying on, we're going to invite up the one and only. This is Ms. Margot Thunder. Yes! Come on up in here, girl.
I'm coming. Here I am. How you doing? I'm loving it. I'm just having so much fun with this record and just getting a chance to do all these interviews and reintroduce myself to everybody. So I'm
Uh-huh.
having a great time.
Oh, honey, we're glad that you are because this new joint, honey, listen, it has all of my listeners and people who I deal with on a personal basis.
Hmm.
When I first heard the title, I said, paper or plastic, I didn't know where it was going, right? I told this Rob, I said, I looked at this title. I said, okay, where we going with this? Because I don't know where we're going with this, right? And I hadn't heard it yet. I'm going off
We
the title because I thought this was going to be one of the Necro songs or whatever. I said, oh, okay. They finna let me see how. Then when I heard it, I said, oh, sister, wait a minute. This here is the anthem. This is a new anthem. This is one of those songs. It's timeless. This is one of those things. Like we always say, Clarence Carter, I be stroking. This is gonna be right up there with Denise LaSalle, honey.
Wow.
Don't mess with my P2. This is one of them paper or plastic. This is going right up there with those kinds of classics for me.
Oh,
because
wow.
that's how I'm hearing it. Yes, honey. Oh, honey.
Oh, wow.
This is a real jewel. Okay. On every end of it. But before we get into the now,
yeah, let's go
let
back.
me okay, you want to go back? Let me
Let's
take you
go
back.
back.
I'm gonna take you all the way back to the beginning.
Okay, let's see if you can do that.
I got the soul of a woman. I got the heart of a lady.
Now don't let my dimples fool you. It's just like the teacher said. You can't judge a book by its cover until the whole book's read. Well, I may look a little too little, but don't count me out on sight. 'Cause if I ever get you alone, you're in for a strong surprise. I got the soul of a woman and the disguise of a little girl. You know, I got the heart of a lady underneath all of these baby curls. Now don't think that what you're seeing is all that you're gonna get. The last time a boy overlooked me, he cried his pillow wet. I can dance like a Mr. Monjango. I can sing you a funky song. But what I do the best requires a man so strong. I got the soul of a woman in the disguise of a little girl. You know, I got the heart of a lady underneath all of these baby curls. I would always stand by you. I would do it like the big girls do. And I'd greet you at the end of the day with a smile you couldn't turn away. I got the soul of a woman in the disguise of a little girl. You know, I got the heart of a lady underneath all of these baby curls. You know, I got the soul of a woman in the disguise of a little girl. I got the heart of a lady underneath all of these baby curls. I got the soul of a woman in the disguise of a little girl. I got the heart of a lady underneath all of these baby curls. I got the soul of a woman.
A little girl, I got the heart of a lady. I told you we're gonna take it back to the beginning.
Underneath all of these baby curls.
Yes. Who don't? Ooh.
Oh, we're gonna
Wait a
have
minute,
we gonna
okay.
have some singing tonight.
Okay.
We're gonna have some singing if you got me here. It's what I do.
Sister. Oh, okay. Let me compose myself. Let me compose myself. The comments are called "Soul of a Woman" and "The Heart of a Lady." I love this. You better come on. Okay. Yes, Auntie.
So, so with that
Okay.
record, with that record, I recorded that record when I was 11 years old. I signed at Capitol, and it
Yeah.
came out when I was 13. And
Okay.
so, it's just funny that you're going back and finding all this stuff because, it's just bringing back all these memories. Because in those sessions, I did like back then, they did singles deals. They didn't always give you an
Yeah. Yeah.
album. So, the first two singles, which was Soul of a Woman, the second one was called Expressway to Your Heart, which was
Yeah.
a
I got
remake
that
of the
too.
Soul Survivors. And so then I did a series of some other stuff. I came out to LA and I did those songs. And then I went to New York and I worked with Luther Vandross. And Luther sung
Ooh.
background on my first records.
Come on, for Lufa on the Lufa. Okay.
My man. You know, and we remained friends, I mean, from the time I was 13 years old until he passed
Wow.
away. He was a great guy,
Wow.
great guy, you know.
Wow. Wow. Okay, so let me get
So,
into this because
mhm.
oh, okay. Okay, so now we got George Furtado. We had Jessica and now George. Are y'all related? Y'all husband and wife or something? Love these memories. Okay.
That's my brother and my niece. They're
Oh, the
all
brother
tuning
and
in,
niece.
and
Okay. Okay. I just
yeah,
saw them
because
the same way I
I'm
sang.
yeah, I'm one of 9 children, so I'm the middle
Oh, okay.
child, and I'm the shortest child, and I'm 5'10", 5'11" actually. I thought I was
Okay.
5'10" and a half for the longest time, but yeah, so I got a big
Okay, so
family.
my mother's 5'11" and a half, 6 feet. Yeah. So my mother's a tall
Hmm.
woman. So honey, yeah. And you said you're the shortest.
I'm the
Ooh,
shortest. My mother was 6'2".
good evening. Come on
Yeah.
now. I think because my mother was tall, I had an affinity for tall women and that whole
Hmm.
prowess and strength that tall women have. That just, child, I get so giddy over that. It's crazy. But let's go here because in having these little memories and getting into the business, particularly with this
Hmm.
particular song, "Soul of a Woman," and having
Hmm.
such a rich and hearty voice at such a young age, you know, you
Hmm.
like most of the Aretha, Stephanie Mills, Patty, Gladys, that was so
Hmm.
rich at
Yeah.
such a young age. And then that
Right.
kind of material, was it difficult for you during those sessions, or how was it for you with your parents getting approval for those kinds of songs? Was there
You,
anything like that for you?
you know what? My mother raised 9 children by herself, and
My
she
mama.
tricked me into singing because I never really wanted to be a singer. I thought I was
Mhm.
going to be a carpenter or something, honestly. And so she tricked me into getting into a talent show. When I
Mm.
won the talent show 3 times, the grand prize was to go to the Apollo Theater. And it
Oh,
just so happened the night that I went to the Apollo Theater to sing, Aretha Franklin was the headline. And Aretha Franklin is one of the reasons that I sing because when I heard her voice as a child, I was blown away. I never heard anything like it. And so
right.
when I got to the Apollo, I was on amateur night, so they didn't let the talent go up and see the shows, but
Mhm.
everybody that was with me knew the thing that I had for Aretha Franklin, so they snuck me up so I could see her sing.
Oh,
And
wow.
after I saw her sing, I never looked back. I said, "That's what I'm gonna do." And so that night, I got up and I sung "Bridge Over Troubled Waters," her version, and she came
Ah,
out onto the balcony and said, "Who is that kid? Bring her to me." So I met her when I was like, 10, 11 years old. And she was just so nice to me and, encouraged me to do what I do. And, as far as me being young and singing, like, because right after I won that talent show, I went back to Boston and
mhm.
I went on a television show and the group Tavares, I don't know if you remember them,
Yes,
but
of course.
they're okay. So their manager signed me like as soon as I got back to Boston. That's how I got the Capitol deal. And so when they brought me in the studio and they heard me sing, it was like, wow, what can we write for this kid? Because she doesn't sound like a kid. So that's
Okay.
where they came up with Soul of a Woman. They wrote it right there in front of me because we had some conversations and they're like, she doesn't sound like a kid. She doesn't act like a kid. So they wrote, I got the soul of a woman in the disguise eyes of a little girl. I got the heart of a
Ooh,
lady underneath all these baby curls.
baby
So,
curls, honey.
and with my, my mother, she just, she trusted and knew that this was my destiny before I
Uh,
even knew it. She was smart enough to know. So, I mean, I started singing in clubs when I was 8 years old, and I never had any problems with anybody. People respected me, and I hope they still do.
okay,
But
right, right.
yeah, so as a kid, I didn't run into those kind of things that a lot of child musicians and actors ran into because I was just centered. I had fear of my mother and the fear of God in me, so I was not. I
Okay,
wasn't gonna mess
okay.
up anything. So she gave me instructions when I went to sing. She's like, "You're to go on stage, sing, say hi to the people, shake their hands if they want you to, take your butt back to the dressing room and sit there until it's time for you to sing again." And that's what I did.
How about that? Well, you know what? Now that kind of grooming, well, we don't have that now.
Hmm.
As far as that type of
Right.
grooming into the business, but
Hmm.
far as the education of the business of music, what was that journey like for you?
Hmm.
Seeing that you started so young and somebody else had to handle it until you learned it
You
and
know,
then had to dabble in
right. But again, like I've just been so fortunate in this business because I had people like Betty Wright to mentor
it.
me.
Ooh,
Betty met me when Top Woman was out, Soul Woman was out, and I didn't know, but her brother was my guitar player in Boston. And me being a kid, he's like, "I'm Betty Wright's brother." I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah," just because you got the same last name. And when I used to sing at this club in Boston called the Sugar Shack, I opened for the Shy Lights, I opened for the Blue Magic, anybody that you can think of in the '70s that was a hot group. I was from Boston,
right.
and that was a hot club that everybody played. And so one night I was there singing, Betty Wright walks in, and she walks up to me, and at that point, Expressway was out, and she
Yeah.
walked up to me and started singing the song, and she sounded exactly like me. And she said, "Baby, me and my mother was talking about you earlier." And she said, "And my brother plays in your band." I wanted to fall out because I thought the man was
He was
telling me a
lying.
lie all those years. And so, but so for me, like I said, I had all those kind of people that were around me. Betty Wright mentored me like up until the day she passed away. She
Wow.
encouraged me
Wow.
to, not let the business change me she encouraged me to start writing songs. She just was there. Every place she went, she would send me a postcard with, just telling me the things that I needed to do in this business because she was young in this business.
Mm.
And unfortunately,
Wow.
the groups and the acts that are coming up now, they don't have that. I was blessed to have that.
Right. Right. And then they don't appreciate it either because I've
you know.
looked at when you look at these award shows and carrying on, they what they call legends or legendary,
Hmm.
they don't look at the longevity of the career. They look at it, oh, y'all
Hmm.
old. you know, you've been in here longer than me. They don't look at
Right, right.
what
Hmm.
has happened to get us here. They don't know
Yeah,
about, okay, we had to sing to
right.
the segregated South, and we up in here where balconies and stuff where and audiences were separated, and we had to come in through the
Hmm.
kitchen, and we couldn't eat here. We played here, but
Right,
we
right.
couldn't eat here. See, a lot of artists don't understand that. They don't get that. As far as
Right.
the grooming to appreciate the craft.
Hmm.
All we
Hmm.
have now are the likes and the
Right.
junkies because they see all the bling bling and everybody gets attracted to the bling, but don't understand the cost of that
Hmm.
bling. You know,
But
so oh
right. But like for me, like I said, it's like you can only do what you know. If you don't know any better, you don't do better. you
right,
know.
that's true.
And,
Right.
like I said, for me growing up, I got a chance to work with all those people that came before me so I could appreciate that. And even me now, I would love to work with some of these young artists and do the same thing that Betty Wright did for me, mentor them. people.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know it, you
Mm-hmm.
don't do better, you know.
Oh,
So, you know.
child. Okay, let's do this because my co-host is in the wing. One of them, I'm gonna bring him in a second. Um, let's get you.
Okay.
We are 10. We are here. We're singing. We're in school. We're singing. We're doing clubs. You're gigging now. Now
Mhm.
you have come into
Mhm.
9.9. How does this come about to where now you are
Wow.
actually, wow, we should agree to do this like this? Well, how did that come about?
Okay, so with 9.9, the members of the group were Wanda Perry and Leslie Jones and myself. And
Yeah.
Leslie passed away about 6 years ago. And and everything I do, I honor Leslie.
Mm-hmm.
One of my last videos was, in memory of her. So, but we were all stirred, but all my Capitol days, and that thing kind of faded away. I went to public school, so I went to the first music high school in Boston, and Leslie and Wanda classmates. And how we got together is that we had a project that we had to do, and we fooled around until the day of the that we were supposed to do this project. So we
Okay.
went in the girls' room in high school, and we're like, you know this song, you know that song, and so that's how we started singing. And as soon as I heard the blend that we had, I was like, meant to be a group. And I had never wanted to be in a group before, but the
Oh,
sound was so great that we started singing. We were like, out of high school, we were Joe Frazier, the Boxers, background singers. And then, a couple of years later, we were Richard Dimples Fields background singers,
that's what I'm coming to.
and from
Yes.
that, Dimples was like, oh man, I got to sign you guys and get you, I got to sign you guys and get you guys a record deal because, you guys are fantastic. So after the tour, we went in the studio with Dimples and we recorded like a bunch of stuff. And then Dimples and I started butting heads because he saw the group being one way and I saw the group being another way. So we had like we just couldn't get along at one point. And I love Dimples, love him, but he was a stubborn man. And so it got to the point that, we had to part ways for a while,
Okay.
and so we went back to Boston and we continued to sing and work. And, about 2 weeks after we get back to Boston, Dimples calls me and he says, hey, you guys got to get back out to LA. RCA wants to sign you guys and, we got to finish this record. And I told him, I said, Dimples, look, if you want to finish this record, you're going to have to come to Boston because I'm not coming back to California. And so when he got to Boston, we had an engineer, which used to be our drummer, it was Paul Arnold, or his name is Paul Arnold, and Paul
Ah,
was the engineer on our record. So when we got to the studio, Dimples was working on an album too, and we were doing his background as well.
uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
so we got the tapes. Paul pulls out the song "All of Me," and he said, "Oh, you guys, Dimples, you guys are singing background on this song. It's for his new album." So he pulls it out and he puts it on the reel, those big 2-inch tapes back
Yeah,
in the day.
yeah.
And so I hear the track. I said, what's the name of the song? He says, it's called All of Me. So I just started singing, all of me for all of you. Nothing
Mhm.
less will ever do. And
Woo, come on,
so,
girl.
and
Ah,
so like when he got to the studio, when Dimples got to the studio, we had finished the background. And I got him at the
okay.
front door. That all of me song should be for us. And he said, do you think so? I said, no, I know so. And so he said, if you feel that strong about it, he said, he handed me the lyrics and I went in and I sung all of me with one take. And then he kept
Ah,
pointing his finger up in the air saying, it needs to do something. And I said, Paul, go back to where it said, bring you a woman, bring man. He went back there. I sung a high note. That was it. The song was just, an
you know
instant
what?
hit.
I was going to ask you that very question about that note. Because as I look at it as I hear it, I'm like, did they punch that in? Because it sounded like that was your idea. Because the first one sounded like it was a punch, and that second one was like, okay, yeah, because I'm in the groove now. Okay. I was going to ask you that very, very question. Because I'm like, no, because that sounded like no.
It wasn't a punching though. It was just like, I don't think anybody knew that I could sing notes like that.
You could do it. Right.
And so when I got back to that section, that's what I felt, because with the whole song, it's like Dimples never told me the melody of the song. He just handed the lyrics. So I came up with the melody for all of you, because this is the beginning of a love. We're holding easy. And I just went the song. Right. And I just went through and I sang the song. And when I got through, he said, "How do you know it goes like that?" I said, "That's what the song told me to do."
How about that? Okay. How about that? Okay. That album, that 9.9 album, girl, for me, it's still classic because I can't even get my words right. Okay, because what I'm gonna do, let me bring Red in. Red, come on up in here. Don't say nothing yet. Because what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play another song from that album. Okay, I'm gonna play another song from that album.
Okay.
Because, yeah. Okay, hold on. Where am I? Come on, computer. Because I'm starting to get a little nervous. But I'm gonna play the upbeat one first. Because see, this one here, I told you on the phone, honey. When y'all listen, no, just play it. Jump. Dance, 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 dance. Ow! Dance, 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 dance. I like the way you dance. Listen, girl, I'm telling you, me and this entire me and this song right here, it will set the party off because everybody. I wasn't a trained dancer, but I like to dance. And child, when these hips get to going, and you got a little breakdown, huh? Dance,
I'm
dance,
getting
dance,
every other
baby,
word. I don't know.
huh? So yes, I'm telling you, baby, it is absolutely just everything. But let me go here
She want yard letters to spell out our
because
baby.
wait a minute, who's that? Yeah. Okay. So let me go here because now we're here with the group and 9.9 is doing this. Dimples is Dimples and Dimples, honey. Richard Dimples is baby. Richard Dimples Fields. Okay.
Okay.
What was the train to success like for you? Okay. As you got to go, wait a minute. I'm gonna put that on mute because I got background. He got his kids over there. What was
Okay,
that
I heard part of what you said.
oh Lord, okay. You know what? We're gonna touch the cosmos. Cause every time I'm on to something, see I know they listen to me, Big Brother watching, and they always do something to where we get bad feedback when I'm on something good. But we ain't claiming that. So what was the success role like as you guys started to get, the song started taking off, the album was doing well. RCA was looking at you guys, and now, y'all became the group. You're making appearances and American Bandstand and Soul Train and all that kind of stuff. What was that momentum like for you?
You know what? It was all happening real fast, and from that we went over to do Soul Train in London. And when I got to London, there were people there holding the records from the 70s.
Hmm.
I don't know if I lost
Wow.
you.
I got you. Go ahead.
And so it was really okay. So it was really, for me, the experience was kind of frightening because not only was all of me taken off, but then I had people from the 70s that were waiting for me to come back. And they were standing there with those 45s for me
Hmm.
to sign them. It's like, oh, we knew that was you when we heard that record. And it just became pandemonium for me because they started snatching out my hair, trying to rip my clothes, and
Oh,
it really scared me to the point that
yeah.
I didn't even really want it anymore. I was like, this is not what I got into this to do.
Right.
So you know the whole experience was a great experience, and we did some great music, but it really kind of made me shy away. And I remember tell a friend, like, this is what I thought I wanted, and I'm afraid of this. So I kind of feel like I
Wow.
blocked some of my own blessings because I just wasn't ready for that kind of reaction especially towards me, because there were three of us, and everybody just kind of gravitated towards me because of the records that I had before. So it was,
Right.
it was frightening to me. It was a scary thing for me.
Wow. Okay, now let's ask this because when a group situation happens, I know for 9.9, you were the lead vocalist. With Lady
Hmm.
Soul, all three of y'all had taken turns with the
I
songs and
wasn't,
with hmm?
but I wasn't because in 9.9, Wanda sung. We did a remake of Feel Fire on the
Right,
9.9 album,
right.
and Wanda Perry sung that song. So I wasn't the only lead vocalist in the group. And like, even with Lady Soul, we took turns on different things. If you go through the
Yes,
9.9 album, you'll
yes.
see that Wanda sung with Dimples on the album. So I wasn't the main person. It's just that because all of me exploded like it did, that people just look at me that way, like, she's a singer, but I always felt like we were a group, you know.
Did the other ladies see it that way? Because with groups, we know when folks gravitate to that one, oftentimes it shifts. Folks get to feeling like, okay, all the attention is
Hmm.
going here or whatever. Did the other ladies share in that and saw that you were trying to push them as well and be like, no, we are a collective?
Yeah, I mean, we got into this thing together, and like, unlike a lot of the groups that were in the 80s, those groups were put together, like the Mary Jane girls. Rick James
Right.
went around and picked those different girls to be in that group. We came to Dimples as a group, and we had a sisterhood way before we were 9.9. So there was
Okay.
never any jealousy. There was never any of that. We all had the same common goal, that this is what we came to do. So
Okay.
we didn't have those kind of hangups, you
Oh, that's
know.
good. Well, okay. So what kept the group from
Mhm.
moving beyond the 9.9 album? Because you just had the one album that I know of. Was there any more that came after that, or did they get shelled from the record companies? What happened with that? Wait a minute.
I'm
Okay,
back
now I
or
can hear
not,
you.
you know.
Okay, there we go. Okay,
Hello?
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, my buddy tried to call you, of course, while I'm doing. I can hear you fine.
Okay.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yes,
Um,
I can hear you.
here we are. Um, with what happened with 9.9 that we didn't get
Uh-huh.
any more music from the group, or was it, or did you guys record and then the record company just shelved the projects, and then we just didn't hear anymore? What kept the group from moving on to the next
Well,
projects or whatever?
what happened is that we did an album, and after we did the album, we weren't signed directly to RCA. We were signed to Dimples Production Company, and so
Oh, damn!
Dimples and RCA got into a battle, with we got hit in the crossfire. You know what I'm saying?
Wow!
And at that same time, Wanda and Les that type of music anymore. You know,
Oh, okay,
and
okay.
so they left, and left when they left the group. I was the only left, and RCA held me up for like 7 years. I couldn't even sing. I sung a lot of background for people. I did a lot of records, but I couldn't do anything myself until I finally got an attorney that went to them and said, "Look, either sign her as a solo artist or let her go." And they finally, released me from the deal.
7 years they tied you up, sister. Wow. Okay, girl. Oh, okay. And how? Wait a minute, because how is it that you remained intact? Because there was no bad press on you. There was no bad blood. We didn't hear any of the. Now because of social media, everything is negative, negative. We would have heard all that. I flipped over the tables. How were you able to keep yourself intact without, saying, "Look here, something got to"? How were you able to do that?
You know what? For me, again, I gotta go back to my mother in the way that I was raised. It's like she had these 9 kids. I had a God and talent, but she never treated me any differently from any of
Mhm.
the other of my other siblings. So it never gave me a chance to become like this you know, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. So I was always grounded in realness. It's like that, I had to do something else. And so for me to keep, doing things in the music business, like I said, I sung on background on movie movie shows and just different things to keep myself going. And I just it's been in me to do what I do all my life. So there was never a like, oh, I'm just gonna give up kind of thing. And so, like I
Right.
said, it was my mother and God that just kept me grounded. And I just kept believing in
Wow.
this talent that was given to me, that it wasn't given to me for no reason.
Okay. Now here, what was it like singing background from my mama, Miss Patty? Because y'all sang on the background on one of her songs on the Patty album. For those of you who don't know, the album with Patty, and she's like a cartoon. She's drawn up with the big hat. It's
Y-
called Patty. They sing in the background on a song called Shine. What was that like singing with my mama?
right. You know what? The whole thing about that, she wasn't there when we did the background, and at the
Yeah.
time sung that record, she had moved over to MCA, to another record label, and like that record came out, it was something with the record company because we were so hot at the time. They were like 9.9 sing on the Shy song, so we heard the vocals, we went in and we did the backgrounds, and you know and years later we got to meet her, but she wasn't there when we actually did the background for that.
Oh yeah, but and that's quite common. Back in the day when you do a session where most of the time, well, I haven't done any personally,
Mhm,
but I've been around a lot of folks that go in the studio. They just know they're doing
mhm,
work. They just never knew for who,
mhm.
until it happened. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, oh, okay. Let me go to some of the
Right.
comments.
Well, we knew it was for her. We knew it was for her record. You know.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Pernita says, I love her songs. She reminds me of me. When I was younger, I started in talent shows. Then I auditioned for Alternate. Really? As a background singer for Warner Brothers Records, they used to call me Songbird and Church Girl because I used to go back to the hotel and never socialize with the crowd. Come on, Miss Pernita. Okay. I love when we headlined for D-Lights and RuPaul was our MC. RuPaul was called Star Booty years ago. I used to love to have conversation with Bootsy Collins, who was playing with D-Light. Oh, well, come on, girl. Okay, so you in the biz. Okay. Now, she brought up RuPaul. Now, I know that you sang with RuPaul. Y'all have a record out together. Sister Brother. What was that like?
Another one called Legend.
Hey, girl. Hey.
No,
Hey,
I knew
Nessie.
RuPaul from when Work came out. I knew him from way back then. And
Uh-huh.
we always had this thing about us. Like every time we saw each other, we were kind of like a sister and brother. You know. And
Okay.
so
Uh-huh.
when Lady Soul, the group that I was in, we were staying in a hotel with RuPaul. And one of the girls was like, "That looks like RuPaul." I said, "It is him." And she was like, "No." And she said, "Let's go talk to him." And so, we walked up to him and she said, "Are you RuPaul?" He said, "Margo." And he just started talking to, and, he told me how 9.9 inspired him to do a lot of things because he just liked the he said, for me, he just felt like I was just out there and he just loved my energy. So
Uh-huh.
he modeled some of the things that he did after us.
Oh, wow. Okay. You come on now. Come on now. Yes. Yes. So now they released you. They let you get into your own. Lady Soul came about, and now boom, we got the success of
Mhm.
If My Sister Is in Trouble, So Am I.
Right.
What was that for you girls?
Mhm. Right. Okay, so with Lady Soul, I I had met Phaedra Butler. And, she was a singer in Boston, and she loved 9.9. So when she met me, she was like, "Oh, you should do another girls group." I was like, you know. And at the
Yeah.
time, I was kind of giving vocal at Boston, and so she kept at, and then finally I said, "Okay, let's hold auditions." And we found the third girl, which was Risa Ingerman. And so we just started, I started teaching them harmony and working with them. I worked like for a year with them before anybody even knew we were a group. And
Mm.
Maurice Starr, that did New Edition and New Kid on the Block, he heard about the group, and he wanted to sign us. So we met with my, and I'm just really straightforward. I do, and in this business, dealing with some men, they I don't know if they see as cocky or what they see me as, but I see myself as like I've always had a vision for myself in everything that I've done. So
Mm-hmm.
if I'm working with you, I'm working not for you. And at one point we got into that kind of thing with Maurice. So again, I left and took and Hollywood Records. We had sung some background on a project that Maurice was working on, and Hollywood Records said to Maurice, "Well, who are those girls singing in the background? You need to give me that group." So he had to come back to me, and we worked out things. And again, like with Dimples and Maurice, we ended up repairing anything that went wrong. And we did a little when we came out to do the first single, which was a song called "Don't Forget About Me."
Yes,
Uh,
honey.
you know, Disney was there. We were shooting the video, and they said, "Oh man, we got a great project for you guys." We were like, "What?" They said, "It's a movie, and we want you guys to sing on the soundtrack." So we were like, "Okay." We had no idea what it was. So we came to Boston, and they sent the "If My Sister's in Trouble" because that song was done by Jeffrey Osborne. It was called
Yeah.
"If My Brother's in
My
Trouble"
brother's in trouble,
for people
right?
that don't know. And
I knew that.
so they
I
sent us
thought
the
his
song, and
came
I did
after. Yeah.
arrangement. Yeah, right. I did the arrangement for no, his was first, and so I did the arrangement for "If My Sister's in Trouble," and then and they finally told us it was a Whoopi Goldberg, and she was gonna be playing this nun. So like when you hear the background, it sounds like a church background
Right. Right.
because of what the movie was gonna be about. And we came out and we did the video with all the nuns except for Whoopi, because at the time she was negotiating to do Act Two, and so she didn't want to break her negotiations with Hollywood and Disney Pictures, so she didn't do the video with us. But the way they cut the video, you would think that she was there
She
because
was
it
in
looks
it.
like I'm
Yeah.
singing to her.
Right.
And so we got to meet her afterwards because she came to Boston, and she got a Hastings Pudding Award from Harvard. So we got a chance to meet her, and she said she was so sorry that she couldn't do the video, but money came first.
Okay.
That negotiation. So, but that was how Thurac came about.
Okay. So now, which is still that song is again another iconic song that is a part of your lexicon, honey. This is a part of your musical catalog, your musical vocabulary. Uh, what what is that like? I don't even know how to ask this question because when you become associated with songs, iconic songs, and you can actually stand on it. In fact, at this particular point, one would say, okay, she ain't got to say nothing else again. That song right there is paying her bills. It's gonna pay her grandkids' bills. You know
Hmm.
what is that feeling? What is that feeling? And then what
Right.
propels you to keep moving forward because there's more than that. What?
I missed
Okay, okay,
what you said.
okay. That feeling that we get of okay, you're associated with iconic music and iconic songs. What is that feeling? And then what propels you forward to say, I can do more?
Mhm.
There's more than this. Because a lot of folks will just say, okay, they'll take the hit, and we have the one hit wonders, and then we don't hear nothing else from them. But
Right.
they'll pop up with this particular song.
Hmm.
Like She's a Bad Mama Jamma, Carl today. Don't know nothing else about, but he'll do that one song, and then boom. But you say there's
Hmm.
more out here. I have more to give. I have more. What inspires you to keep
Right.
going to do more when you already associate with iconic hits?
You know what? For me, it's like with Sister Act, and I think about that, and I look at that, and people see me, and where I live is a woman that lived next door for me for 10 years, and I never talk about what it is that I do. She never recognized me, but she told me one day she was moving out, and she told me and she said, "What do you do?" And I said, "Oh, I'm a singer." She said, "Have you sung anything that I would know?" I said, "Well, I sung one of the songs from the sister." She said, "Which one?" I said, "Well," she told me, she almost passed out, first of all. Then she was telling me how, her sisters would get in front of the television, and she was always me, and they'd have their brushes and they would sing these songs. So, like, for me, again, it's like I've just been so blessed to have come through all this stuff. And like, for me, God keeps telling me there's more that I need you to do.
Okay.
So it keeps me going.
Okay. Okay. So now, sweetheart, the end of this group came. Lady Soul, had a project, and then that fizzled. What was that like for you in the interim before coming to do
Mhm.
R&B 101? Because that was the next project that we know you to come out to say, okay, I'm back. What was that transition like for you?
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
for me, when the Lady Soul thing filled out, it kind of it discouraged me because I really felt like, okay, this is gonna be it. This, was the number one movie in the country. The song was everywhere you went. The song was playing, so I really kind of felt like this is it. And again, egos get in the way. And so for me, I just frustrated, and I kind of walked away from everything and said, you know what, I'm done. Because I always told myself, in music, whenever this starts to feel like a job for me, I don't want to do it because it's not
Right.
supposed to be a job. And so I left Boston and moved to California, and just, you know, I got a job working in window treatments, you know, and, it uh, just relaxed myself from it because I wasn't going to let this put me out. So, I had to do what I had to do. And then I found
Right.
out, I found out that my mother was sick back in Boston. And so I ended up back in Boston. And when I got there, I didn't realize how sick she was. And I started writing songs again and giving vocal lessons. And I had written this song called One of Nine. And
Yeah.
like, all my friends were like, "Oh man, you need to play that for her," because I was too shy to play the song for my mother. And
Okay.
so, somebody finally talked me into playing for her. So she did get a chance to hear it before she passed away. You know, the song, because when I started writing that I wrote, I always thought, oh, this would be a good song for like Mary J. Blige or Aretha Franklin or, I never heard myself singing these songs. And so,
Okay.
I just had this collection of songs and, One of Nine was one of them. And so,
Okay.
after my mother passed, uh, Belinda Wilson, who's the manager of Dimples, she managed 9.9.
Yeah.
When I came back out, she started managing me again. And so her brother who is Ken Wilson, and Ken Wilson's like real kind of responsible for people knowing who Alicia Keys is because,
Okay.
he kind of brought her to Clive Davis. And so he came back to LA and working for Clive Davis. He came back and he was working for Warner Brothers. And so
Ah.
when he came back, I went to his office just to say to him. And he said, Margo, he's like, I got this song that you need to record. And I kind of looked at him like, oh, okay. Telling me this. He's been telling me this for a couple of years. So then one day I just walked in his office. I said, Ken, I said, let me hear the song you're talking about. So he played me the song, and the song was called Mystery. And I said,
Miss.
I can do
Oh.
this song. I said, but I can't do this song unless I go back to Boston and get 9.9 to sing on this record with me.
Uh-huh.
And so he said, whatever you have to do, just do it. So I flew back to Boston, and like with 9.9, we hadn't sung together for like over 10 years. So we were all in the studio kind of like nervous, like, what's this going to be like? We haven't sung together. As soon as it started, we all just took our places, and it was like we never stopped singing together. And they sung the background on Mistreated. And so for me, I felt like if I was going to come back, I wanted to come back with a message. And what Mistreated talks about for women to, you got to get yourself together. You got to love
That's
yourself before
right.
somebody else can love you. So there's some lyrics that say, get your hair done, get your nails
Right.
done,
Yeah.
buy yourself something nice to wear. And so I just felt like it was like the perfect song for me to come back with. And all those songs that I had written that I thought for other people ended up being on that R&B 101 album.
I've got to get that album because I've heard Mistreated. I've only heard it in the audio. See, I'm old school where I need liner notes. They don't do that with MP3s.
Uh-huh.
I need liner notes. And I kept saying when I heard that song, I knew that sound, but I
I'll,
didn't know
I'll,
that
s-
y'all
I'll
had
send
that
you
the
it.
girls.
Send you, I'll send you the CD.
Oh, okay. Don't. Okay, I'm a crybaby. Don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. And
But
so
I
what I did as
knew.
well is I ended up doing Fire again.
Yes. Yes. Child. Oh, here we go. So
Yeah. And
now
and and they're singing on Feel the Fire as well with me.
I was gonna ask that because it felt the same. It felt it had. Oh, okay, girl. So y'all done had a reunion and we don't know it's a reunion. See that? I love it. Okay, but now we are here. We are
Right.
here
Right.
with the new piece, paper
Yeah.
or plastic.
Yeah.
Now, where does this song come from, and how did you and Big Rob, the double G to the double B, come together to make this hit happen here?
Know what happened? Big Rob and I Facebook friends. And we would like talk through Messenger, and he would just, oh man, you're like one of the greatest singers, blah 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 blah. And again,
Uh
like the R&B one thing didn't do what I thought. So again, kind of getting discouraged. So
huh.
I took a job. I was, and a lot of people don't know that I was like a lieutenant of security at Sunset Studios, the studio that they did Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder. I was like a lieutenant. I was a security guard because I just had again how to keep a roof over my head, you know, and to do what I have to do is as many records as I've had and many things as I've done, I know that I still have to have a roof. I still gotta eat, and I still have to survive.
Exactly.
So when Big Rob started calling me, like messaging me, I finally gave him my phone number, and he called me, and we talked about music and all the different things about my career and whatever. And I was still kind of not feeling it.
Right, right.
And I just yeah, whatever, because I was used to getting a check every week so I could pay my bills. And so, I hadn't heard from him for like about 2 months. And one morning he
Okay.
called me and he said, "Margo," he said, "God told me I'm supposed to write you a hit record." And I said, "You know what? If God said that, then I'm coming to wherever you are." Now I didn't know this from a can of paint, but if God was
Right.
in it and he told him to do this, then that's what we were supposed to do. And
How about
so
that?
it took me 5 planes to get to Dayton or wherever. And so I got there that night, probably about 3 o'clock in the morning. And he was like, "Well, I'll be over to the hotel, so you get some rest and we'll get started." I said, "Oh, here, we're going to at least do some background something tonight." And he said,
Right.
"Okay."
Okay.
So, we did 2 songs. And, I heard Big Rob say that Paper or Plastic wasn't the song that God gave him, that wasn't the song. But I have to say that it is the song that God gave him, because that's the song he released. And that's the song that's, just making people go crazy. And when he called me up, you know, and then I don't hear from him again for about 3 months. I'm like, okay. So he calls me and say, "I haven't forgotten about you. I've been busy. I'm supposed to do this. It's gonna happen." And so I don't hear from him again for a while. And then one morning I'm asleep, he calls me up and says, "It's time." I said, "Time for what?" He said, time to put that record out." So I said, "What record?" So then he played, because it's been so long, I don't know which one he was talking. And so,
Right.
he plays me Paper or Plastic. And he said, "What do you think?" And I busting up laughing, especially because of his intro.
Right.
And I
Right.
said, "You
Right.
know
Right.
what, Big Rob?" I said, "This sounds like a fun record. It sounds like something that people want to hear. We just went through this whole year of COVID.
Right. Right. Right.
So it sounds fun. Let's go." And that's Paper or Plastic. And Rob and I got together.
Well, we're gonna sit down here. That's a perfect segue. We're figuring to play it right now. Hold your horses, honey.
Oh my goodness, what it is, big baby. Here's a big one that everybody's digging. Written and produced by yours truly, the BIGGRBB Big Rob. This is called Paper or Plastic. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy, the BIGGRBB Big Rob. Now this right here is the new grown woman national anthem. Hey Margo, what you say? If he can't hit your cash app, he can't get none of that cootie cat.
I met this man.
Oh, come on now. Come
I'm
on.
just, I'm just
Come
Marco,
on.
keeping it real.
She said, "Women love make the world go round, but money greases the wheel, honey. Come on."
Hey,
Hey.
And you
I'm
know
gonna
I'm
tell
sitting up there,
you.
y'all see I'm almost done with my bed.
Hey, is that Christmas mix?
Baby, it's the Christmas mix, honey.
Boy.
What I tell you, don't get me started. Get me started. I had one of my listeners.
Hey, I looked up and saw the bottom of the bag, bro. I saw the bottom of the bag. I said,
Listen, I have to keep it pitching it so that I don't get to the bottom, but I'm almost gone.
boy.
I had one of the listeners that tell me I got the flapper like Patty, honey. He said, "Listen, you sit up there getting all emotional. You started looking like Patty the Bear flapper talking about some damn popcorn." I said, "Honey, popcorn just that way." And it's Christmas mix. This was I hadn't had this one. This is new. So I
Boy,
didn't know what this was. And so when y'all saw me, honey, that was live, baby. That was my first time getting it. So
man, boy.
mm-hmm.
Hey, all I had to say was, hey, Big Rod had me around here shouting. I was eating that popcorn. I was like, boy.
Miss Margo. Miss Margo. This song here.
I haven't even gotten any of the popcorn. Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Now we.
Oh no,
Rob.
boy, you
Double B.
Come on.
Double G to the double B. How does she not have popcorn, honey? Now, but wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did you like sweet popcorn? You know, do you like a sweet or do you like a savory or both? I'm running.
Just want to taste the popcorn. I just want to try any of them. I just keep hearing so much about it, but you know, I look at the mailbox. I haven't found one.
Let me tell you something. It's like a brand new liquor when it come out. You be at home sitting down in the comfort of your home before you open that bag. Don't open that bag.
Okay. Listen, child, this one here, this is the Sugar Shack. Watermelon ain't supposed to be on no damn popcorn. Hey, however, what I love about this is that after a couple of, you know, you can
Sugar Shack.
Sugar Shack. Okay. But wait. It's the grown and sexy. Caramel corn and cheese corn. Oh, girl.
Hey, I got a confession. I ate the grown and sexy first, and it was all gone.
You got all of them.
And then you gave me a second bag because I didn't share it, and it's gone.
Well, I can't do nothing else about that.
I'm gonna have to
this is the good. This is the good. Now, if you just like plain old spicy buttery popcorn, this is the bag that you take when you finna get ready to curl up with either your good book or your good movie. The good. Baby, I'm telling you, Buck is on the way. I keep telling you, it's on the way.
You know what? I guess if I sell if I sell enough records, I might get that.
Hey, Big Rob said he gonna sing you some. He gonna sing you some.
Look at that, Big Rob. I'm gonna sing Margo some. Okay. BigRobSnacks.com. We know that. No, I do.
Oh, he's probably wondering how I'm gonna pay for it. It's gonna be paper or
about that. No, the guy here, Buckner. He's the one. I said that's the Detroit guy, Rob, that you sent it to. So he know it's on the way. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. He just said that it's on the way, Buck. Okay. So, yeah. Wait a minute. Let me go up here. What is this? Eric acting a fool in the comments. Meach want his popcorn. He want his popcorn. It's on the way, baby. It is on the way. Okay. Very nice song. Okay, Margo Thunder, proud of you. Yes, I love this. Okay. Come on now, the cheering. Okay. What's that? How awesome. Come on now. Listen. This here. Margo, I'm telling you, baby.
Go.
When I heard this, I'm like, baby, Okay. I'm like, oh, yeah. This here is just everything. And then to know that, wow, we got real good R&B music. This is fun. It's energetic. It's entertaining. It tells a story. Which that's what's missing in a lot of the music today. It doesn't have a story. You say this song is fire. Come on. Okay. You see, y'all can hear that at the cookout, can't you? Okay, you hear that song at the cookout, Everybody got their little cocktail going on, grabbing a rib or something.
Hey, I played it.
I played little two-step hands.
Big Meach, I played it in Big Black.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I had folks sitting at the light trying to figure out who I would listen to, what was going on.
Right.
Big Black was rumbling.
Okay.
I said, it was like,
is. And then too, now we're all of a certain age, and most of us are, we need to be entertained differently because what we have is cute, but we can only take so much of it.
Right.
I mean, and we can only take it in spurts. But when we got music that's timeless, and the energy is feel good, a lot of music that we have, if it's not booty shaking, which I don't have a problem with, because y'all heard me say I like to dance. I don't mind that. But what happens is it's either raunchy booty shaking to where it's all sex laden and carrying on with no imagination, or it's angry. The feel is angry. And so when folks congregate and they play this kind of music, fights like to break out, or folks get mad, or they want you step on somebody's toe, and now they got to throw up signals and all that. Okay, we want, feel good music that when you sit down, you don't realize that you got it in a loop because you don't realize that it just continued to play. All you know is you waiting on the next song, and then it takes you maybe 3 hours before you realize I never changed the tape. This thing been looping like that. And so I want to thank you for just keeping true to yourself, not letting the industry change you in some regard, you know what I'm saying? And trying to, it's okay to experiment, but when you know it ain't you, it's like, oh, okay. We know this one here was trying to get a demographic, but that demographic, no, we can't do that. And it's cool when you find it out and realize it. And you stay true to yourself. So I just thank you, my sister, for just giving us fabulous, 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 fabulous music. Okay.
I really, really sitting here and I'm listening to you, Margo.
Right. And
it is a blessing to have somebody doing what you're doing, because I can't think of nothing with the way Rob writing and your talents. I'm sitting here meeting now thinking about being up all night writing again. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I feel like I want to do a song with her. I definitely want to do one with Rob.
Okay.
I got something pre-written for Rob, but I want to do a duet with her.
And,
okay.
That's what music is. But that's what music is about, to inspire people, and that's what got me singing, is hearing Aretha Franklin, and it inspired me to be my authentic self, to be, I wanted to that level, so I had to put the work in, and I think that's what the problem is with young artists. They don't know anything about putting in the work.
Say it.
For me to get into the studio with Big Rob at 3 o'clock in the morning and say, "Hey, I'm here. We're gonna get some music done."
Right.
It's that's unheard of. And I call Big Rob my big, because I'm older than Big Rob, and and that to me is, some of the words that you said, like about staying true to myself, those are the exact words that Luther said to me. Those are the exact words that Betty Wright said to me, is to just be you, and I don't know how to be anybody else.
Come on.
There it is. I can only be me. Don't I say that, Meach? I can
only be me, honey.
Me.
Don't know how to be nobody else. And then they take up too much time till my head hurt. I can't, no, honey, no.
Right.
I wear size 14s comfortably, honey. Okay, I'm not trying. I tried that. That's why I got bunions on my feet now. I scolded my feet in shoes too small.
Well, Margo, I got a single out called Jelly Roll, and the video is coming. I got a single out called Jelly Roll, and the video is coming, and the album will be dropping. I got one more song, and the album will be dropping later this summer. But the single is already out, just Jelly Roll by Big Red Fella. But definitely, I want to work with you guys because you guys, even Meach pointed out to me, it make a lot of sense.
I'll look out for that.
So, my darling, I'm gonna give you the opportunity to let folks know where they can find you.
I look forward to hearing your music.
Oh yeah, I'll send you the link. Big Rob say play it.
So you can find me on Facebook. On Facebook, you can find me on Instagram. It's Margo Thunderhouse7. On Twitter, it's Margo Thunderhouse. And I'm working on my website because I told you I took a regular job, so now I got to play catch up and get this website so people can go over and find some of the music and some of the things that we're working on next.
I'm with it.
Okay.
I'm with it.
Okay, that there is every.
Rob, I'm gonna have him send you the link, Rob.
Yeah. So here, I just want to take this time and say just thank you because
Meach, before I get off of here, I gotta say this to you. I'm a little bitty woman, but I sure know how to please my man. I said I'm just a little bitty woman, meat on my bones. I just had to do it.
You know.
I had to do it for you.
That is my favorite song off that album, buddy.
She worked you, bro. She worked you.
That's in my arms. That's all up in my arms.
I just had to do it for you.
That was awesome, Margo. Awesome.
Listen, whenever dreams come true, especially on this path of entertainment, because I never thought that this particular version of it would be my path. As an actor, singer, director, this, that, and other, the radio show has been the avenue that has introduced me and brought me to celebrities and those who I've always looked up to, and many of them I can call friend. And this is just a dream come true for me yet again. And I'm very grateful, and I'm so thankful that you said yes to come here. Thank you, Big Rob, double G to the double B.
For sure.
For not knowing what he did, child, because he was so cavalier about the thing. And I just go back to that conversation. He was just so cavalier. He's like, yeah, she's been out, she's been in the business for about 30 years or so. She was the lead singer for a group called 9.9 back in the day. And when I just explode, and I'm telling you, I can hear him looking at the phone. Like, what the hell is wrong with him?
Right.
And that there, yeah. So, sweetheart, I'm telling you, I just thank God for you being you.
Yes,
and
Rob.
And I thank God for just divine timing, because I don't believe in coincidences, because it's too coincidental to be a coincidence. Okay, everything is in divine timing. Okay, so sweetheart, I want to just say, anytime that you have anything, you got a friend right here, honey. We dishing tea with Big Meach as long as I got breath and I'm on this platform. Anything you dropping, any event, any concert dates, any whatever, right here. In fact, we'll do a listening party, honey. When the entire thing drops, we'll do a whole listening party and call it Grace.
Sounds like a plan. And again, I just want to thank you for having me here tonight. I'm grateful and I'm humble for everything that happens for me. And like you said, nothing happens by chance, I just want to say thank you to like all the people that are really loving the paper of plastic. A lot of people thought I was a new artist, and I like that because it means I'm reaching a different group of people that maybe I haven't reached before. So
Mm-hmm.
again, I want to thank you for having me on your show tonight.
Honey, it is all my pleasure. And y'all know I'm still in birthday season. Y'all know I got a week left. I got a week from today, my birthday season ends. So, honey, you helping me celebrate 51. So, honey, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Yes. I turned 51 on March 4th,
Well,
but I start on February 28th.
I'm 61, so when my 62nd comes, you can
Oh, but come on, girl.
celebrate.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So with that, I'm gonna let you get back to your evening, my darling. I thank you because she's in California, y'all. So wait a minute, let me say this because I know y'all gonna, those of y'all who gonna be looking at this and on other platforms or catch this in the replay. We have a delay in the system. So that's why if y'all thinking that she's stopping or pausing or freezing, there's a delay in the system and she's on California time. So sometimes, when we're dealing with electronics and stuff, the time shift or whatever, it happens sometimes. So we do have a delay. So don't let that scare you. Okay, we good. We good. Okay. So sweetheart, I'm gonna call you now my new big sister. My new big sister over here. Thank you. And one last question before we go. Is Margo Thunder your name, or is
All
that
right.
the name you chose for entertainment
Thank you.
purposes only?
That that's the name of the name Capitol Records show for me because my real name is Margaret Furtado, and they said nobody would ever remember Furtado, so they shortened Margaret to Margot. And then when I went in to record Solo Woman, the first note I hit was rain, thunder, and lightning hit the building and blew the lights out in the studio. They said thunder. There it is.
And there you have it. Ha! She hit that note. Woo! Bam! I love it. I love it. I love it. Darling, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Get back to your life. Relax. Kick back, honey. And we just want to say thank you. And honey, we got our ears on permanently, honey, because I can't wait for the next joint. Yes, ma'am, honey. The next cut. Okay, we used to call it cuts back in the day. The next cut. Okay. But now we call it tracks. Okay.
Yes.
Be blessed, my darling. Mwah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Good night, my love. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Miss Margo Thunder. Okay. That was Miss Margo Thunder, honey. Oh, child. Oh, honey. Oh. I'll take a commercial break. Let me regroup. Oh, wait a minute. Crockett, you in here? She's silly. Okay, too young to remember 9.9, but I'm glad you were able to get her on your show. Honey, go Google him, honey. In fact, what you need to do, go on YouTube. I played 2 of the songs on the show. Go to your YouTube and do 9.9, just like you got it there, and put in All of Me, and then you'll see a list. We'll come up with some of their songs and stuff. And then also she was with the group called Lady Soul. Now, you got to be cute. I'm going to send you something to send to them. Okay. And we're going to call that grace. So with that being said, let me take this commercial break. We'll be right back. Hold on. Hold on. Where am I going? Which one? Let me do this.
Come on now. Okay, black on. Get into it. Black on. Look at that David Ford right there. That's his thing. Black on. He don't know Tom. Look at that David Ford. That's his thing. He don't know Tom. Yeah. Yes. Oh, here we go. Oh, I can't see the demons. I can't see the demons, but I can see the light.
We are creating black luxury across this country.
We're not asking for your permission. We're not seeking your approval. We're claiming what's ours in the name of our ancestors. We are their answered prayers. This is more than a movement. This is a revolution. Black innocence. What are yours today?
Have you tried Big Rob popcorn? It's a wonderful anytime snack that everyone will love. Available in 3 flavors. Grown and Sexy, which is the perfect mix of cheddar, cheese, and caramel. Sugar Shack, a fruitful flavored mix of watermelon and apple. So delicious and good. How about spicy butter and white cheddar? Everyone loves it. That's why it's called good. All Big Rob snacks are manufactured in a FDA approved facility and flash sealed for freshness, safety, and worldwide delivery. To order, call or text 937-367-8650. That's 937-367-8650. Or contact Big Rob via Instagram at Hey Big Rob. As the holidays approach, take advantage of the holiday special. Purchase more than 2 bags and receive a free CD. Call or text 937-367-8650 to place your order now. Big Rob popcorn, the perfect snack that you will love. It's so delicious.
Attention all business owners. Use your advertising dollars here. Looking to reach a more diverse audience for your products and your services? Well, this is the platform for you. Dishing Tea Entertainment welcomes all businesses who wish to expand their brands and looking for clientele that's more than grown and sexy, but also the seasoned and sophisticated. For more information on how this spot can be yours, contact Big Meach at 404-914-5610 or go to our website at www.dishingtea.com. All right, and we are back. Well, my darlings, I had to sit down here, get it together, and pull it together and carry it on. We had just a wonderful. If you missed the first segment of our show today, honey, you missed Miss Margo Thunder, former leader of the groups 9.9 and of Lady Soul. And also now, honey, we just played her new song, honey, Paper or Plastic, just a few moments ago. So I encourage you to catch this in the replay if you missed anything. And we're going to go ahead on and go and do this thing. Now, let's see. I'm trying to think of which way I want to go first. Again, I'm put the question, have y'all watched Genius Aretha? Okay. Did y'all watch that particular series? Okay. Did you watch it? Did you watch it? Did you watch it? All right. We're going to get you guys up to snuff because I'm going to do a big Meach moment on that and give y'all my thoughts and things on the movie. So if you haven't seen it by now, either you can turn off and don't listen or whatever the case may be, because I'm going to tell this particular thing and give my eye on it. I got to find out who directed that. Okay, I got to look at who directed it because, yeah, the way how it was done, it was a little bit of that way for me as far as a couple of things I would have done. I would have done a couple of things differently. However, yeah. Okay, what's going on? What's going on? I'm seeing new folks that came up in here. Hey, baby. DJ, honey, what's up?
What's up, DJ?
DJ. Okay. Y'all never heard of what? Genius Aretha? Y'all didn't hear about that? This is the one with Cynthia Erivo. I know y'all heard about Cynthia Erivo playing Aretha. It's on the National Geographic Channel. And it just ended Wednesday. It came on. It was a 4-day event from Sunday to Wednesday. They were playing 2 episodes back to back. Okay, so it's 8 hours, okay, of a miniseries. And very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, very, 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 very interesting. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say 2 words, honey. I'm going to say 2 words. And if this man don't get the nomination and the Emmy, there's something that's rotten in the cotton. And we already know that it is, child. I'm going to say 2 words. Omar Dorsey. If you guys do not know who that is, I'm going to say it like this. James Cleveland. Because that man played the fuck out of James Cleveland. Y'all hear me? It's as if God made him for that role. You understand me? He played that as a matter. He played it so much to where I'm waiting on them to do a biopic on James Cleveland just so that he could get a job. Because can't nobody else do that like him. Can't nobody do that like, listen to me very carefully. That child there, Omar, I sent him a tweet on Twitter and said, listen, honey, my God, today, okay, yeah, he played James Cleveland. You understand me? Played James Cleveland, okay? Everything else about the movie Cynthia did her thing, okay? And I'm going to look at it like this. She's a talented actress. As far as her acting and stuff is concerned, that's no question. Her singing ability is absolutely phenomenal. And you can tell that what she did, and she talked about this in interviews, to where she studied Aretha and to find out how Aretha phrased things and how she approached songs and everything, so that she could give her more of an Aretha feel to the song, so that it would be more of Aretha-esque versus being Cynthia. And I appreciate her for that, because there was a couple of songs I was like, okay, bitch, yeah, some of them tones were Aretha tones and this, that, and other. She did that. There was one time where it was a total lip sync, and that was when they did Rocksteady. Okay.
That's hard to that Rocksteady is a hard thing to mimic.
Oh, honey. As far as singing it,
Yeah, the tone, the delivery. If you really listen to the original of that song, it's some serious vocals and just even the way he delivers, rock steady, babe.
Yeah, that's all her. Yeah, can't nobody those no. Yeah,
you can't do it.
Yeah, that's all her.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all her. But you know, everybody has that signature in their voice that can't nobody else do. You know, which made them who they are, which is why that's why they're the greats. Aretha is Aretha. Okay? And there's nothing that, and now throughout this movie, the way how this movie played out, they were trying to say that, you know, Aretha found solace in singing because that was her go-to, that was her prayer, that was her meditation, that was how she flushed out what was going on in her life through song, which is why she was able to give the impact that she gave, because you felt all of those words, you felt a note, you felt a feeling, you can hear when she, you know, you can hear all that, okay, which is why she was who she's undisputed, you know, being the queen of soul. Hey, take it, honey.
I tell people all the time that even when it's something, okay, if you have somebody that's a talented vocalist, even when the situation is entertaining in another direction of the craft,
right,
you still can't get away from the talent if it's something totally signature,
right?
Because when Aretha, she sung "Think" in the Blues Brothers,
yeah.
And if you listen to that whole movie, music-wise, and you listen to "Think," and she's like thinking around, but don't let the thing, but don't, you know,
right.
Who finna do that?
People walk around every day playing games and taking scores, trying to make other people lose their mind. Well, but yeah, you know,
You think?
That's all her. That I was a little upset because if this is true to form, now here's the controversy. Part of the controversy to this is that in the credits, it says flat out, special thanks to the Aretha Franklin estate, okay, and Michael Bivins, okay, it says that. But they now have there's reviews from was it one of the granddaughters? Yeah, it's the granddaughter, Key Clef's daughter. You know, they're upset about it. She's upset, he's upset, saying that they've been trying to get to the people, and you know, they wanted to have family input, and the movie folks would let them have family input, and blah 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 blah. However, I need to find out who is in charge of the estate, because if y'all are thinking the Aretha Franklin estate, somebody is in charge of it because somebody had to sign off on it. Okay, somebody had to sign off on it from that estate, especially to have it up in the credits. You're talking National Geographic, honey. Now listen, one of the things about National Geo, honey, they're not going to fuck up their money. National Geographic is already a discovery channel, you know, and things of that nature. So they're not going to fuck up their money.
All it was whoever was in charge of the state signed off on it and changed their fucking phone number and locked their front door.
Well, right.
That's all that was.
Is that what it is?
Spade is spade.
Now I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm going to chalk this up. Y'all know how Diana Ross played Billie Holiday, and everybody was mad because she don't look nothing like Billie Holiday. Billie Holiday was a thick woman, honey. She all skinny. Diana gave a fantastic performance. Okay, Diana, we didn't see her, and we may not have seen her as Billie Holiday. We saw Diana Ross's version of Billie Holiday, which was absolutely fucking phenomenal. Okay, to so much so to where, hell, it was almost as if we were seeing Diana Ross's story play out, as if she was, you know, reliving some aspects of her life. You know, that was a phenomenal performance. I'm going to give that to Cynthia Erivo in this. She don't look like Aretha. She had, you know, they got her as close as possible. I would give it to the costume board people because they found some replicas and they were able to replicate some of those costumes and stuff very well, very well, very well. And there's a performance that they put in the movie when she did Skylark on somebody's television show. That actual performance is up on YouTube from 1964. If y'all go look at that and play it side by side, bitch, she dead on. Okay, she's dead on. So there's some wonderful high moments in this that I would not take away from Cynthia. Okay. But like I said, all my comments are going to go to the director and how they chose to do this, because one of the things about her children, I got tired of them making her kids look like kids. She was 12 years old when she had the first one, and I think she was 13 or 14 when she had the second one. Okay, so when I'm seeing her being 25, I don't need to see no damn little kids. No, you got damn near teenagers at this point, you know, and I need to see that embodied. The children that they were using were still looking like young kids, and you talking about boys. She had boys. Boys grow, okay, and things of that nature. So I was a little pissed off about that because I'm like, that's not true to form. I'm a little sad.
You just said it yourself. It was National Geographic, right?
Right.
Let's get a little deeper thought with that.
Come on. Oh.
By it being,
okay, I hear where you finna go.
By it being National Geographic, to save themselves some doggone political and legal aspects of the situation, as if they doggone uplifting teenage pregnancy. Because that's the first thing they're gonna do. Let's polish that so we can get past that part of the story.
Good point. Good point. Good point. Real good point. Okay.
Sometimes you gotta think about how the enemy's gonna look at you. Yeah. There were some like other choices that they made up in here. You know, just for cinematic purposes and for depth and drama. Because some of this stuff, honey, how they shadowed and carried on, I'm like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing, but I would not have made that choice as a director. But okay. As far as the story stuff is concerned, the family is saying that, you know, they felt disrespected, that the movie was disrespecting Aretha. And I don't think that it was disrespecting Aretha. I think what it did was disrespecting C.L. Franklin. Because we see a side of him, honey, that a lot of people don't know. Okay, he was a drinking, womanizing son of a bitch. Some of them.
Okay. And if any of that is true, I'm sure that it is, because it corresponds with all of the stuff that I heard as a child, okay, from folks in my family who were hanging with Ted and carrying on. You know, that was very interesting. And I think that was another thing, because I didn't realize how long she and Ted had been together. Because I'm like, this man is in all the early years or whatever. That was kind of fucking with me. And then how old was Ted is the question. Because you sitting up there, you met Aretha when she was 12. According to this, you met her when she was 12 years old. You was fucking around with Dinah Washington, supposedly, according to the story. But now, years later, she's 18, 19 or whatever, you done married her?
Again, cleanup, aisle 7, National Geographic.
No, not so much as National Geographic. This here is her story.
I know it's her story, but to display that, you know how much flack you're gonna get as a doggone.
Right.
Let's say he was tapping that ass at 15, 17, 16, whatever, right? Put that in the story on your network, and you're gonna catch hell.
Okay, I'll give you that. Let me bring you out so you can. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, and lately, as I've been watching a lot of things, stuff that you have turned me on to, I'm not going to talk about people that dress up like women, but I've been watching things. I see things from a different light and perspective because of our profession. You know what I'm saying? We hold degrees in certain areas, so I start. Not only at first it was terrible. Remember, we graduated. It was terrible for us to watch a movie. It was
I know, yeah.
We are pick it apart. We'll pick it apart. But now that we have doggone deeply rooted ourselves into doggone being community activists and advocates and voices for people who don't want to speak up, you know what I'm saying? And we put ourselves in positions where, you know, Big Meach, Big Red, any way we can, we're going to help you.
Right.
You feel me? Now that we've done that, my third eye not only is open, but it has widened as if there was a lens added to it. And now I see things in a 360-degree perspective.
Right.
So that's what I said. Like, even when you and I doing stuff, I think about what's going to come for us if we do this or we take this too far.
Right. Exactly.
So.
Exactly.
That's just my opinion.
I'll take that. I can see that because that was really something in this particular movie. They did not. Now here's another thing they did not do, because I know from being a kid, I remember seeing a lot of performances, television performances, where Aretha's makeup looked so packed, you know, but she was covering up black eyes. Okay, because this child was whooping her ass and carrying on. And they've shown it. They did show one instance where she had makeup on and was covered up a black eye. But they didn't dwell on that was the big part of their relationship. They was mentioning the fact that he was still a pimp. And even though she was this, that he was still pimping girls while they on the road. But what they did not say was that he pimping her.
Again.
Okay. I got it. Oh, I got it.
It's like, why I remember when it first. Do you remember? Hold on, before you get to that. Do you remember when that first came out, when they was first running the commercials and the trailers for that? Do you remember the conversation? We both was like National Geographic. Yeah. Because I felt like everything that we're talking about that was missing and that was doggone polished up, had that been on BET Plus or VH1, it'd have been there.
It'd have been, yeah. It would have. It would have. Because see, I was showing my daughter a picture this morning. Was it this morning? Because I had just finished watching it yesterday morning, I think it was. And I showed her a picture. I said, here's something that they did not do throughout this damn movie. One of the things that I will say this, and I want somebody to try to act as if they will dispute me on this. I've always said that in younger years that her daddy pimped her out too, because if you look at Aretha's clothes and stuff, she was always busty, and in the church, child, he would have her have low cut shit on to get them titties up there, okay, and carrying on. And I was like, oh, that's the one thing that they did not do here. They never showed her busty, you know, showing all the cleavage and shit, you know. And I said, ooh. And then I said that. I said, oh, no, this is National Geo, honey. They gonna, yeah, I said that. And I thought that was rather interesting, because that there was a part of what we know Aretha. Y'all go look at some of that shit on YouTube, and she was on Soul Train and carried on. Y'all see the damn.
You know where that church was at, right?
Yes, Detroit. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, New Bethel, honey, was right up. Well, I lived down the street from it later, but at the time of all that, by the time I was born, honey, she was already doing secular music for real. But she still would go back to the church. See, all her gospel outside of Amazing Grace, her second gospel album and stuff was cut at New Bethel. So she would still go to New Bethel from time to time. I mean, hell, she was hosting gospel stuff at New Bethel.
There you go.
You know, and things because that was her daddy's church. So child hell, you know, I mean, shit. Even her last public interview when she did, I said, oh, and I knew that was for her. I had never seen Aretha cry at the piano before, and this was her interview, and she started playing, and she said, "We're gonna start that over," and she went in, and she did Rock of Ages, okay, and I said, "Oh," and in my spirit I said, "That's her swan song. That's between her and God right now.
Right.
Whatever she going through, that's between her and God right now, you know." And you heard that, okay? I think it was a 2020, not 2020. What is it? 60-minute interview. Her last interview. And she went back to. She said, "Yeah, my father built this church," and you know, she went right back to that church. Okay, so with that being said, there was a lot in that I said, "Oh, I wonder if they're gonna do this in the movie," because now I want to see what they're gonna do with the movie. Okay, because the movie's supposed to be coming out in August, and I'm a little pissed with that because they pushed it back. It was supposed to have been out in January. Okay, and I'm thinking that was a political stunt because of whatever, you know, all this stuff with the backlash that Cynthia has had, you know, about playing the role of this, that, and the other.
Right.
But also,
but you can't satisfy. You can't satisfy. You can't, because I'm gonna tell you something. Even if they had somebody that they felt like, you know what I'm saying, they should have been played, as soon as that person played them, it'd have been something wrong with one of the songs they performed, or it'd have been something wrong with the outfit they had on. You know what I'm saying? And I got to the point where I don't even get sick and tired of it no more because I just realized that we as a people gonna find something wrong with our own people. You're not gonna look at the people that's doggone doing us the worst. Look at them that's doing us the worst. You know what I'm saying? Watch how they so upset because, you know, just like I feel like this. No pun intended. I'm not a racist. I'm not. But where's the awards at for the black men who have played legendary white roles? You understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
If everybody gave credit where credit is due, bro, there'll be no time for that BS. That woman, I don't care what the road to stardom. I don't care where that woman is from. It's not where she's from. It's where she at, and it's what she did. And they need to doggone really congratulate her and respect the fact that she feel as humble as she do to play somebody that iconic. Because she didn't play it for a check. She played it because she respected the role. If anybody paid attention, like I think we both was looking at clips from that interview. But if you pay attention to her in that interview, she wasn't backing down because she wasn't there. She wasn't there for a fight. Everything she said was genuine. It wasn't. It wasn't put them up. I'm on the defense. It was. This is me. This is who I am. Deal with it.
Exactly. Now, here's something that they kept smart. They never revealed who are either the father or fathers of her first two kids.
God damn, you saw that, right? You saw that, right?
But here's the thing. It has always been speculated that her first boy is her daddy's.
Oh God, that's what I'm talking about.
It has always been speculated.
I need you to see my paper.
Back.
I need you to see my paper from AIU. I need you to see my paper from AIU. Because my paper became before all this.
Okay.
That was that's the person I chose.
Okay.
So
there's
my paper
a clip up on YouTube actually that somebody did this a while ago, well before these movies came. There's a clip on YouTube where somebody said that C.L. Franklin is really her daddy's the father of her baby. But nonetheless, like I said, the family said that they're upset and they feel as though they've been disrespected. And I believe a lot of that disrespect was because of how folks are going to see CL. If you, one of the things about C.L. Franklin's character is that his reputation as being the $1 million voice, a throat or whatever. You know, that's all that I know growing up, that's all I heard. Oh, this is Aretha Franklin's daddy and this, that, and that, blah, 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 blah. But what we saw in this particular film is how controlling he was with her career, with who she was, how to make her, when he pulled her out of school, talking about this was God's higher calling and this, that, and that. I was like, you motherfucker. Okay. How many of y'all like the grandmama, honey? Did y'all like Miss Pauletta Williams? Y'all know that's Denzel's wife, right?
Yep.
For those of y'all who did not know that, that's Denzel's wife playing the grandmother. Okay. With her perfect diction, honey. She gave me one old middle class black woman, honey, from back in that day. Oh, she's so fishy, she's crazy. Oh, you know what? And she's so fishy. It was just, she was just so fishy, and all that femininity, and just, I love that shit. I love when girl can give me just girl and still be classy with it and carry on. And she was just so fucking prissy, I couldn't stand it. And her diction was everything. Okay. No. Pauletta wasn't in Fighting Temptations. That was Richardson. That was LaTanya Richardson. That was Samuel L. Jackson's wife in Fighting Temptations. This is Denzel Washington's wife.
Right.
Okay.
And see, it's so crazy. You know how I knew that was Denzel's wife? I have written so many jokes about her. I never met her. But I have written so many jokes in my stand-up about her that I made it my business to go back and know who she is in case I had to recognize her in public. So I thought, the grandmother was very that way. And I said, you know what? I'm going to tell you something that I thought was... when Aretha said, when she was, she said, oh, my stomach is hurting and I haven't had my monthly. And she said, how long has this been going on? She said, about 4 months. And as CL coming here, she said, son, come here. And when she took him in the next room and then cussed his ass out and slapped shit out his ass, I said, oh, that was so rich for me, because that there was something that I remember back in the day. You don't do this in front of children. Okay, adults talk with adults. You don't do this in front of kids. And I thought, when she took him in that second room, honey, and she said, I told you to leave this child here with me and not take her on that road, but you insisted that you're not watching her. But mama, I was doing the best I can. She stuck shit out of that. Lies. How you doing the best you can? This girl, who? And what she wants to say, who fucking a 12-year-old and you don't know about it? That's what that is. How? You don't want to listen. You say this is listen. You say this is all the other kids that said you daddy's favorite. In the movie, you treated according to how it is. This is how you treat her, as if this is your ticket out. Okay. How you take your prized possession, threw her in front of the world. How she saying, that's my daughter. And you mean to tell me
You let somebody fuck your 12-year-old, and you did the best you could.
Yeah, you did. You did the best you could.
Okay. Right. So I thought that particular scene when she pulled him to the side, now that was a cute director's choice because that was very, for that time, we don't do this in front of kids, you know.
Yeah.
Also, the friendship that she took on with James Cleveland, you know, because she started to see him like a second father almost. Okay. And her daddy took, you know, I mean, hell, how you gonna tell the choir director about I'm directing the choir trying to get the sound? Are you gonna tell me she leading the song, but yeah, she got to get the singing from you, and I'm directing this choir? The fuck is this? No. If she needs to do more, whatever, she doesn't do it until I tell her that she does all that. No, you don't direct her. You direct them. You don't direct her. Now you know that could have been me, right?
No,
you know damn well.
You know that's why I was laughing, right?
You know damn well that could not have been me on nobody. So I don't care where we are. This is my show. Okay. I'm director up in here. Okay. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you what. If it means that much to you, either you're gonna let me do this or you can have the goddamn keys. And you take it over because I'm not gonna do this. Okay. I'm the only bitch up in here that got controlling interest in different everything, honey. Not me. Okay. Me. When it comes down to telling y'all what the fuck it is I want on this thing. Now during rehearsal is one thing. We get input, we can work, because we're shaping. When I say run this motherfucker, now try me if you want to. Red been on my sets before. Red has been on my set. You know what? I did this, I directed a play. And did you know I had to pull back because I told them in the beginning, I said, listen, I cuss. I need y'all to know that I cuss. And I don't want y'all to take it personally. You know, now we don't get all off into that until later. And it was a Christian production. And they pulled me to the side. They came, the guy who wrote it or whatever, he had his assistant come in. She said, I understand, I appreciate you saying that right from the beginning. She said, but we're a Christian place, so we don't use that kind of language here. I said, I'll tell you this. I said, I can't make no promises, honey, because I said what I said. Okay. I said that from the jump, and I'm saying it up front.
When I was doing the assistant director position, we was doing the movie.
Yeah.
You made that same announcement.
I do it all the time.
He was like, don't get in the feelings. But me,
don't get in your feelings.
They was getting mad at me because you couldn't look to me because I was laughing.
Right. You can't get in your feelings because, babies, this is what this is, and I need to make this work. And that's like I do that every time in the beginning. We're all nice and we got a little job, and oh, this is so fun. Yeah, it's fun. This is gonna be fun. But at the same time, honey, yes. When I say I want what I want, I want what I want. Okay, I want what I want.
And you know,
I want what I want.
It's funny that we discussing this because today I was having a conversation about that. And when I told that young lady, you know, remember that we had a little church mouse in there, but she needed to be rough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And I was telling somebody today about this, and they was like, you an asshole. I said, me? I said, nigga, I was the assistant. Think about who I was working under.
Right.
And so I remember telling the girl when we kept stopping because of her.
Right.
And then finally, when I got it outside, and I remember I was talking to her, and I was like, I got this, y'all go on the side.
Yeah.
So I start talking to her. I was like, well, how you doing today? Like, what's going on with you? I'm talking to her like, oh, I'm the nicest nigga on the planet. Like, yeah. I said, yeah, okay. I said, you got a sister at home? She's like, yeah, I do. I love my sister. We do. That's what we were saying outside the door.
Right.
I said, that was great. I said, so what, you married, engaged? She's like, oh, I got a husband. You know, say we live together. I said, so everything's fine with y'all. Nothing you want to talk about. You know, so sometimes it's easier to talk to a stranger. I'm talking real cool like that.
Right.
I said, that's cool. I said, well, I know it's kind of hard to sometimes jump into anger and everything. I said, but I'm gonna need you to close your eyes and I want you to imagine something. And I want you to take that same strength from what you visualize and I want you to add it to your lines in this and when we roll the camera. She was like, what's that? I said, when you leave here today and you go home or you walk in, I want to make sure that you can visualize nothing but balls and ass of your husband fucking your sister on your furniture when you walk in the door. Okay, right? Thank you. I walked off.
I love it.
She was like, what the fuck did he just say to me?
Right, yeah. Right. The whole mind block, which would have put her right there in that thing.
Right.
Which would have put her right there. What the fuck is this? Because that was her line, basically. What the fuck is this?
What is this? Right.
Oh, child. But wait a minute, Rosa, is the docuseries worth watching? Is the docuseries worth watching? I'm going to say yes. And the reason why I say yes is because it gives us a look into, you know, there's some beautiful things about some of the music, you know, how some of the songs came to be. Okay. Because I never knew that I Loved Another Man, honey, was supposed to be an up-tempo song. Okay. And I said,
even if you're a fan, I mean, it's not even that. I mean, even if you're a fan, it's a part of closure. You need to watch. It's a part of closure.
Right. So, you know, I say yes. Go watch it. Go experience what this is to learn some things about Aretha. You know, have some fun with it because you get to do your own fact checking. We have enough stuff out here now to where we can fact check, you know, what this is and carry it on. And like I said, I love the Skylark, you know, musical, the musical number, because that particular number is up on YouTube. Okay, it's up on YouTube. I had to look at it. I said, I'm looking at her dress and stuff, and I said, I wonder if, and I went and I pulled it up and it came right up. I said, bitch, they got this to the T. Love, yes, and I went to listen to Cynthia's vocals because, like I said, I've listened to her in other interviews, and she was saying how she had to study Aretha's tonations and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And so when you listen to it, honey, yes, she is giving you an Aretha-esque performance, okay? Unlike what Diana did with Lady Sings the Blues, Diana gave us Diana doing those songs, okay? And she did them in the best way. They were phenomenal, actually. Okay, that girl hadn't sang like that until the Wiz. You know, and in the Wiz, how they got her to push herself. I read this after all these years. I read this somewhere that they had all of the songs in a half a key higher than what she sings in. I said, that's why this bitch singing. Okay.
Please.
Yes. Yeah. I said, that's why this bitch is singing. The kids are they said all the songs.
Remember her face how, when she was singing it, when she was saying,
yes.
She said, yo, she pushing that shit up.
She had to push it. And that's what it was. So that's what she did for that is how I see Cynthia doing for Aretha. And I think she did a wonderful job. Like I said, it's a directorial. A lot of stuff that I had with the film are technical stuff. Okay, with the docuseries, technical things.
But I always said this. I always said this when we just spoke on. One of my things about her pushing that is because, and I don't know if it's because I'm a fan, but I'm a fan of both of them. You know what I'm saying? Because the way house music embraced Diana, it made me really love her more.
Right.
But to follow the footsteps of Stephanie Mills singing Home, yeah. You better bring it. You bet to bring it.
And she had to make it her own.
Yeah.
She had to make it her own. One of the things about Ross is she said this in an interview in a Detroit newspaper. They had asked her right when the Force Behind the Power album came out. And they were asking her about that. She said she had always wished that she had a strong voice like Aretha or Patty. Okay. She said, but I know I don't have that kind of voice. So I had to use what, you know. And I got into an argument online because somebody didn't believe that. I said, that's what she said, bitch. It's in an interview. He sat up there and was arguing me down, honey. I said, bitch, go Google the shit. Pull it up. I'm not, and I had got too far involved in it because I don't know who the fuck it is that, you know, when you get into shit online with folks that you don't know or care about, but a conversation can, I said, bitch, I don't know who the fuck you are. My blood pressure going up over some bullshit. Go Google the shit your goddamn self. Because she said it in the thing. So she had to push that. So here, Cynthia, and then Cynthia being a Broadway singer on top of it. So here's where her training is. And I think this here gives us the training. Oh, and let me say this. For those of y'all who are into the Pace sisters, Durana's Pace is in here. And this is her final performance. Okay. Well, I think this is her first screen performance. But Duranis is in here. And y'all know Duranis is Duranis, honey. Okay. And she sings her fucking face in. Okay. So it's good to see. And I think yeah, because see, she had Duranis just passed this year, and you could tell she was, you know, not in the best of health, but because she stayed seated and this, that, and the other, and all of that. So, honey, no, it was something. But nonetheless, I would say yes, take a look at it, but do not go up in here trying to compare her to Jennifer Hudson, because we know Jennifer finna to do the movie. Please don't do that. I had to tell it to my daughter. I'm like, girl, get Jennifer out your head right now. Because right now we're dealing with Cynthia. And for Jennifer and Cynthia to both have been, they did The Color Purple together. Okay. Cynthia was Celie, and Jennifer played Miss Suge. Okay. When they were on Broadway together. So let them have that and let them be what they are. Okay. The docuseries is just that. It's a docuseries. It takes you through some of the creative processes. It takes you through. One of the things technically that it was getting on my nerves was how they kept going to these goddamn flashback scenes. Them damn flashbacks is getting on my motherfucking nerves. I think that took up, if you put those flashbacks together, shit, there's probably an hour that they could have cut from the fucking movie. Okay. But I guess they felt that they were important. If you're going to tell a story, you should have did all that in the earlier days, and then do a flashback to a remembrance versus a whole. Anyway,
well, flashbacks to me in a docuseries should be of a repetitive, or like a repetitive traumatic something, situation.
Right, exactly.
Like in Ray, they kept going back to the blindness, how he got blind.
Right.
They didn't go to a bunch. They didn't go to a bunch of different things, and you know what I'm saying, of the past, and going back. They just kept going back to how he got blind. The situation. Right. You know, so they kept in that little circle in that realm, and that makes sense to me. The way they did it there, I mean, I'm like you. You might as well just wrote it in and did enacted it out.
Right, shit. So, all this goddamn shit. Oh. And I'm gonna say this. The girl playing young Aretha, I thought she was just the cutest little sweetie pie. Mm-hmm. She was lovely. But I am going to say this. I'm not sure if she was the vocalist or if she was lip syncing. But if they were going to lip sync, they should have found somebody else with a stronger voice. Because what they gave us was not the little girl. Did y'all hear, for those of y'all who was at the beginning of the show, and hopefully I don't have to cut it out, okay? But did y'all hear when I played Soul of a Woman?
Oh,
by
Margo.
Margo. Okay. Did y'all hear that song? That was Margo singing. She said she recorded that song at age 11. Did y'all hear how strong those vocals were for an 11-year-old?
The female Johnny Gill.
Okay. See, at 11. And so for this to have been Aretha, you know, they needed somebody with some stronger vocals to have pushed that. And if that if the baby that played her acting was wonderful. She was a beautiful, and her voice is lovely. She had a beautiful voice. But for me to be a young Aretha, to have the church hollering the way that they was hollering, it wasn't a strong enough performance for me. You know, they could have brought in another young little girl who gave that. Okay. But Princess, you're right. Okay, the woman who played her mama was good too. This and that sister playing Barbara. That sister playing Barbara. That girl wasn't no joke. That girl wasn't no joke. She wasn't no joke. She wasn't no joke. She was not a joke. Okay. And I felt empathy for her because we never knew much about Aretha's mother. You know, so I don't know how much of that was recreated or whatever the case may be, because we don't know a lot about Aretha's mom, you know. So in that, child, that was absolutely lovely. But I'm going to tell you something, and that there is this. Aretha's personality and everything that we know about her being a shit starter and carrying on, she got that from her daddy. She got all that from her daddy. And when Carolyn was about to whoop her ass because she stole the songs and went to go sing Sparkle, yeah, I said it just like I said all country Sparkle. Not Sparkle. Okay.
Sparkle.
When she went to go sing Sparkle, and Carolyn said, I would have rammed this damn thing down your throat. And Aretha said, I tried. Okay. During that time, understanding who she is as a Franklin, the kids told her, you're just like your daddy. You just like daddy. You're gonna fuck around, you're gonna end up like him. You know? But Aretha's personality and carrying on, I can understand, you know, the bitchiness, the cattiness and carrying on, because they said that she was a motherfucker in that studio. Okay. I was hoping they had did something with Luther Vandross. Okay. I introduced Luther into that because he was instrumental with her going over to ARETHA. When she went to ARETHA, her first 2 albums over there were produced by Luther.
I'm gonna drop this white. I'm gonna play Little Luther. We're gonna do the movie.
Okay. Come on. Okay. That was something. So they listen. As much as they gave us in those 8 hours, why didn't they put Luther in here? You know what I'm saying? As much as they gave us in those 8 hours,
as much as we know in the industry, you know what I'm saying, people don't know the people like us that's behind the scenes know more about the music and the people that were instrumental in the uprising of other people's careers.
Right.
We know that more than any doggone Where Are They Now or whatever type of documentary comes on. But there's a lot of things. All these hip hop things they doing, and hippographies and all that.
Yeah.
It's so many of legends that are written out of those things that have something to do with
that's true.
Because out of all the people you've seen them do those hippographies on, nobody has given any credit to Heavy D, and he had a lot to do with so many people's career.
So many. Do you know what I say the same thing about Stephanie Mills?
Yeah, Stephanie is like
Stephanie.
Do you understand? Do you understand? This is the fact that my grandmother, God rest her soul, Elaine Johnson, she's one of the gospel troubadours, right? that background, that backbone of music was always inspirational in my life. But I am one of the children that had the mom that paid that money to sit you front row. You hear me? Front row to see Stephanie in the Wiz.
Okay.
I was one of those kids. I was a blessed child.
Okay. Okay.
And for me to sit there and see that, and I knew right then, oh yeah, I want to do that.
Right.
I want to do that. That's it right there. I don't care about none of y'all talking about. That's what I want to do.
Okay.
Stephanie, I could see, she cried. I could see her tears.
Yeah. Yeah.
My mama still used to, when she was little, she used to tease me. She was like, this boy in there crying, talking about Dorothy. He want to help Dorothy get home.
Right.
but it's just some people got it, man, and it's like they're what they put out is not just them. It's a spiritual realm. It's a God-given gift that they sharing with the world, and we got to stop critiquing and picking and pulling it apart as if it's something that's not. It's a gift,
right?
It's a gift that they have that they're sharing with us, and you ought to feel gifted and appreciate the fact that you was able to witness it.
Okay, how about that?
So
yeah. There's some other things, some other jewels and stuff that come out of that. You know, I never saw Aretha as arrogant, but there were moments in there to where it sounded as if they were trying to push it that way. You know, or try to shape it. And that was a little. And now here's where it is. They were trying to shape her arrogance to certain degrees, but then they were trying to make her modest in others. I was like, okay, she ain't that damn modest. Okay. And carrying on. But you could tell she was her daddy's child.
I believe when Aretha, based on what I was seeing, I believe when Aretha had those protruding bad vibes that you know what I'm saying, they try to make this ill vibe run. I think that was her character or her personality, God rest her soul, at the time was a cry for help.
Yeah, I believe so.
So
I believe so.
I've gotten so analytical since I been writing scripts and treatments and writing these songs and stuff, man. And I'm just a masculine bitch.
Well, okay.
I'm
just you put it that way.
I'm just saying I get it on all realms of it, and I'm able to communicate it. You know what I'm saying? Not only verbally but physically through a pen or through any type of writing apparatus. I've learned. You know what I'm saying? I feel like God gave me the skill to be able to actually write a ballad from a woman's point of view.
Okay. So yeah, but
I love this. I love the craft, and you know what? I don't care what they say. Great job. Okay.
Overall, if I were to grade it, I'm gonna give it a B+. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a B+. But is it worth watching? Yes. And carried on. And once you get out of your feelings about this, that, and the other, because I had to get out of mine because I was mad, I still think that it was a ploy to delay that movie because I had no problem with neither one of them. I just thought the movie was going to come out first, and then this would have been afterwards, and this, that, and the other.
They move around based on the coin. You know that, don't you?
Right, and that's what it was. And I think, and this is probably what that is, because folks who were mad about it probably going to go run to see to do the comparison now.
Now you're thinking like I think.
Yeah, they're gonna run to go see that because now that this is here.
We ain't got nothing to talk about.
Right. So yeah. So but overall, honey, yeah, it's cute. It's cute. It is real cute. And if for anything, honey, if you go watch it just for Cynthia singing, just watching for Cynthia singing because how she was able to embody Aretha's style is something. And then to know that that bitch sang. She sang.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm like, bitch, because, yeah. Then there was a couple of other children who sang, honey. Like the choir, the girl in the choir. Okay, when Aretha came back to the church because she wasn't going to do the gospel album, when she come in and that bitch was at the podium hollering. I said, come on, girl. Yeah, she sang. So it's really cute. It's that way. Okay. It really is that way. So that there was that. Now I'm gonna sit there. I was gonna tackle this damn project about this damn voting shit. I'm really gonna tackle that because but right now I don't have the strength to holler or to get upset.
I'm not even. I'm not. I'm just not.
I don't have the strength
I'm not
because right now
I'm not entertaining.
We just know what we got to do. We just know what we have to do. We just know what we have to do. And after all this time, they still talking about the Voters' Right Act of 1965. Y'all know every so often we still got to go have that renewed.
Yeah.
Black folks have to go have that renewed. That is still an act. It's not an amendment to the Constitution yet. It's still just an act. And so now, because they have to be redone, they worried about the filibuster. And yeah, Eric said, well, save it for tomorrow. I won't in on that.
Yeah.
He said, save it for tomorrow. You want me to save it for tomorrow? Yeah, I don't have the strength for it right now.
You know what? Let's give the first 15, 20-minute commentary to that bullshit from out the gate.
Okay.
And then
I'll give you that because right now I just don't. It's gonna blow my high. Margo gave me my high.
Right.
Okay. Margo gave me my high.
And listening to her and her being as humble as she is, and she was sweet enough to sing for you and everything, that just motivated me to want to work with her and Rob. I really want to work with them. Okay.
That wasn't that just now the thing of it, I had Little Bitty Woman. I keep calling it Itty Bitty Woman. I got Little Bitty Woman, honey, in the queue because I was gonna play it. But I wasn't expecting her to sing it live. Okay. Because I told her I told her that was about, I said, child, that is my favorite song off that album, child. That is my favorite song off the album, honey. And she sang it. She gave me a snippet of it live. I was like, ooh, Sister Jacob. Oh my God. That was, yeah. I ain't had no liquor neither. I ain't had no liquor. Just a little juice, honey. Some white grape and strawberry juice. That's all. Wasn't no liquor in it. So, no, that governor, the one that stole the election, but that's a whole nother story. Yeah. He's just a Republican. That's all. He's just a Republican who mad because we got blue peaches now. That's all. So, with that being said, let me let you guys go because I'm gonna call Rob. I'm gonna give him a call, the popcorn guy, and see what's snapping with that. And yeah, but Buck, you heard it yourself. I'm glad he was in here to tell you himself that it's on the way.
Yeah,
it's on the way. And I told y'all there was a delay, and I misquoted. There was a delay because it wasn't that his guy was sick. They had a death in the family, and so they had to take care of the family business. So what was supposed to be shipped didn't get shipped, so they had to wait till the next shipment day. So that's why it's delayed, because they had death in the family. But it's on the way, darling. It's on the way. In fact, you should have it by Wednesday, I think. I hope. So, yeah, that be that. So with that being said, honey, yes, Oh, you may finish all of your crumpets, my darling honey, because the tea has been dished. Okay. And you've been dishing tea, darling. Oh, with Big Meach and the big guy ally over there, honey, that's Big Red. Aunt Nikki wasn't here today. She's not going to be here until Sunday because she had to take care of some family matters out in Philly. And so she'll be back with us hopefully Sunday. But in her absence,
she want to get a cheesesteak.
Okay. In her absence, honey, she's still here in spirit and things of that nature. I'm sure. I thought she was gonna get in the comments, but that means she done got with that family, honey. And they're trying to take care of some business. So with that, honey, that there is that, honey. But if you love us, tell all of your friends, honey. If you hate us, tell all of your motherfucking enemies. But do know this: any way, shape, style, form, or fashion, everything that we're doing over here will move forward. We got some things coming for y'all, honey. Some cute little merchandise coming. We should have our prototypes by the next show, and next week. The show for next week start kicking off our April, going into our April month, and going into the second quarter of 2021. So yeah, we got some stuff coming down the line. So I can't wait to show y'all what we got in store. So y'all can get your merchandise on from us and things and support what we're doing. Cause we got a fundraiser. I'm gonna start a fundraiser because we got to get this movie up and running. We got to put 100,000 in the kitty, y'all, because we got 2 projects that we're doing, the play and a movie. And yeah, okay. So where this money coming from, God knows, but we got to get it done so we get this shit done here. Okay. So having said all that, my darlings, good night, good luck. Okay. Wait a minute. What? How my face ever say? Wait a minute. Thank you, God bless you, and good night. That's the song. Oh, I love the fuck out that damn song, honey. Thank you, God bless you, and good night. So on that note, honey. I felt that. And sing.